Hey, what's going on, gamers? Laggy Gamer here, and this video will be my top 10 games of 2011. 2011 was a great year for gaming. I loved it. I actually bought a lot of old games, so I was just going to do a top 5, but I stretched it out. I was able to pick out 10 games, so we'll do my top 10 right here of games that I was actually able to get in 2011. I didn't get to play everything. One I really wanted to play past year was Trails in the Sky. I have it, but I just was not able to play it because my PSP broke. So, and you guys know that story if you watched my previous videos. So, but anyways, let's just get things rolling here. We're gonna get things started off with Super Mario Land 3D for 3DS. This was my first Mario game playing since ages. Let's just say that because I hadn't had a Nintendo system for a while. So, finally picked up a Mario game. And I loved it. It just took me back to the old Mario. It felt like Mario for the NES and Super Mario World and the new versions just all mixed into one. It's perfect for on-the-go gaming. Like, they make it for a 3DS. They know a 3DS is supposed to be portable and on-the-go. So they're giving you these quick, short boards that you can beat like that, but just you still enjoy them. And they have a ton of replay value in it. And you can still go back again after you beat the game. And you're pretty much playing through the game all over again with Luigi if you want, and the boards are tougher, they're harder, they just make them more difficult. So I'm actually working on that right now, it's going through a second time again. So I really enjoyed it. If anyone hadn't played it yet, must own Super Mario Land, or Super Mario 3D Land. Alright, number 9, El Shaddai, Ascension of Metatron. Yeah. Visually, in my opinion, the best game visually of the year. Action platformer, great game. The story is very compelling. Has a religious background to it where you're Enoch, and it's a wonderful story. The visuals, just the watercolor masterpiece is how I'd like to explain it. You visit so many different areas in the game that are so just colorful, vibrant, and everything just has a great atmosphere to it. The combat, some people would think it's pretty bland, but you actually it requires a lot of thinking. You have weapons that trump other weapons, so you just got to strategize of which enemies you're going to take out and stuff like that. But very fun game. I got it for 15 bucks off of Amazon when they were having a sale, brand new. Totally worth every piece of money that I spent for it. So if you haven't checked it out, be sure to play this game. It's great. Alright, where we at? Number 8. Number 8, Uncharted 3 for the PS3. Fantastic game. A lot of people, not as good as number 2. In my opinion, I think it's just as good as number 2, if not better. The story was great. I thought the scenes that you went to, the scenarios, were even more beautiful than in number 2. It felt like the platforming was more spot on. The voice acting is just always great in these games. If you haven't played an Uncharted game, you really need to get into the series, because these games are great, fun adventures. It's like you're playing Indiana Jones just in video games. This is what Indiana Jones games would be like. But man, they're just fantastic games. The storylines in these games are what really make it for me. So Naughty Dog, keep pumping them out, and I'll keep buying them. All right, number 6 on the list, or 7? No, we're at 7, right? 10, 9, 8. Yes, number 7. Number 7, Solo Touhou Go for the Nintendo DS. I was really excited for this game because I pre-ordered it a long time ago. Got it on release day from Amazon, and I did an unboxing for it. And I was the first person to do an unboxing, because when I searched it, the only unboxings I saw were from everyone importing it. But I believe I was the first one to do an American release unboxing of it because it came with the CD. So I really was excited about that, and I wanted to be the first one to finish the game. But I didn't do it. I couldn't finish the game because it got kind of boring to me. Then after talking to Dustin on YouTube, Dustin Creus, I believe is his channel name, if I'm pronouncing it right. Great channel, check it out. I'll leave a link to it. It kind of convinced me to want to get back into playing it again, and I'm so glad I did, because the story is great in this game. It's an action RPG. You get fetch quests. You do these quests, and once again, they made it perfect for on the go. Some of the quests are real quick, but they're just very fun. And the combat I thought it was pretty bland, but it actually does get a little bit deeper, where you do gotta use some strategy in your boss battles and in some combat. So I'm really glad I went back to it. It's a two-part. It's like 2 games in one, so I felt like I beat 2 games when I played it. It's only took me about 16 hours to finish, but it was a great time. Best visuals on a DS game I've ever seen. You need to check this game out. Thank you, XC, for bringing it over here. Alright, next. Time for people to rage on me. I gave this game a lot of praise at first, but when I was making my top 10 list, just couldn't crack it up there. And at number 6 is Skyrim. It's still a fantastic open world, beautiful graphics, wonderful environments. The reason it's not as high on my list as I thought it would be is because the story really didn't intrigue me that much after beating the game. I've done a lot of the side quests, but everything feels really repetitive, like I'm doing the same thing. And the combat is you're swinging your sword or doing a spell, so there's not really much to it. You just get kind of bored of seeing the same thing over and over again. So for that reason is why I put it so far down on the list. But it's still a wonderful game. Like, I'm going to go back and play more quests in it just to keep playing them, because just the environment is that fun to be in. But for now, it's going to stay at number 6. I'm happy with where it's at. It's still a great game. Still recommend you pick it up. Alright, after a brief reset, we are going to be cracking into the top 5 now. And these are just my 5 favorite games of the year. The ones I had the most fun with, and that I could see myself just going back playing again because they were that much fun. Number 5, to finish off a great trilogy on the Xbox 360, and that's Gears of War 3. Man, what can I not say about this game? It had action, it had those Michael Bay moments, which I know people hate his movies, but you gotta admit he has some awesome set explosions and everything in it, and that's what they had in this game. And I really enjoyed the story in this game, bringing everything all around to a great conclusion. I enjoyed the ending. I thought the fighting, the gun battles and stuff in this game are just on point. Everything looks beautiful. The graphics look amazing in the game. Just the characters in this game I really enjoy. It's funny. It's got its serious moments. It's got its touching moments. And it's packed with a lot of stuff. You got horde mode. You got online. You got death matches. You got the story mode. You got the story mode with arcade. You even have where you're playing the bad guys in horde mode. I forget what it's called. Just all around, just tons of gaming for the value that you're getting. You can get it even cheaper now, and you're just getting tons of hours of gameplay in it. So Gears of War 3, definitely number 5. Number 4 on the list. An insanely difficult game, but a very, very rewarding game nonetheless, and that is Dark Souls. For no one who's been into this series before or never got into it because you're a little afraid of the difficulty, you gotta try it out. You start getting used to how the combat works in it, and things become a little bit easier for you. You learn how to do things. For those who don't know the kind of game it is, it's pretty much it's an action RPG type game where it's almost like Skyrim, but I just feel the combat is deeper in this. I feel like you need to think more, you need to strategize more, because enemies can kill you pretty quick when you're off guard, so you really have to be on guard. So you can have many different classes in the game. I'm running around as like a nimble little hunter rogue type person where I'm pretty quick on my feet, so I can dodge those enemies pretty quickly. I'm wearing light armor. But fantastic game. The environments in this game are just amazing. The boss battles and the enemy designs in this game are just so imaginative. It's ridiculous some of the things they thought of in this game. And I love survival horror games, and to me this feels like a survival horror game because of how easy it is to die and how limited at times you feel like you are. So definitely Dark Souls. It's such a rewarding experience when you accomplish your goals in it. Try it out. You'll love it. Alright, number 3 on the list is Batman Arkham City. I really wasn't going to get this one until they had the Black Friday sales, and it was $30 brand new, so I said, why not, I'll get it. So I plugged it in just to take a look at it, and I couldn't put it down. I had to beat this game straight through. I put everything else aside. The voice acting, again, like Uncharted, is just perfect in this game. Everything's perfect with it. The open world, it's not like Grand Theft Auto open world where I don't really like the newer Grand Theft Auto or anything, just because I feel like I have no purpose or sense of being there. But in Batman, I feel like I do. I feel like I can either go and stop these gang of criminals who are trying to beat up somebody, or just go continue on with the quest or a side mission. But again, the visuals in this game are great. The environments are great. The combat is just awesome, trying to string together super high combos. They have the extra content to go into the challenge mode. It's just really awesome. So Batman Arkham City, definitely number 3. Down to the top 2. Number 2 on the list is a game that pretty much got me to buy a system, and that is Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I really wanted a Wii for Christmas this year, just so I could get this game and play it, and I have my Wii now. So I had this game, and it did not disappoint at all. This is actually my first Wii game to play of a system that I've owned. I've played Wiis at houses, but this was the game I bought this Wii for, or got this Wii for, and it was just amazing. The Wii Motion Plus for this game, I hear people complain about the controls, but I think it's just pitch perfect. It's on point. It just feels so good to me. Now I feel spoiled that I'm going to go back and play these other games that probably aren't going to have great controls like this game. But visually, this game is just beautiful. Oh, I wish I could just see it in HD, 1080p. It would definitely be my favorite, best looking game of the year, maybe of all time. But I hadn't played a Zelda since Ocarina of Time. I had played Phantom Hourglass on the DS, but I hadn't played Twilight Princess. I got into Wind Waker, almost beat it until you got to that part where you had to go treasure hunting in all the sea again. I just didn't want to go through it. So this is the first one I've beaten on a console since Ocarina. And it's probably going to overtake Ocarina's spot because it was just so much fun. I really enjoyed it. The story's amazing. And the combat's amazing. I love this game. Number 2 for the year. We've reached the pinnacle. We're at number 1. I've hit all the major titles of this year, so you guys are probably wondering what the heck is going to be number 1. Well, there's a game that came out at the beginning of the year that has been my favorite game all year. Nothing's topped it. I've beaten it three or four times now. I've already beaten this game through because I just enjoy it that much, and that is Dead Space 2. Yeah, this came way back in, I think, January, and I've enjoyed every moment I've had in this game. If you haven't gotten to the Dead Space series, you need to get into this game. If you're a Resident Evil fan, any type of survival horror fan, you need to play this game because the atmosphere in the game is just so amazing. It's what makes the game. Being able to, having to strategically take out your enemies once again you can't just shoot for the head, you gotta just chop off the parts. And a lot of people think this one wasn't as good as the first because they felt like it was more action based. Well, and they thought it was too easy. Well, crank up the difficulty. If you want to have a good challenge and really get that sense of fear like you're all alone in space and you still feel like your life is threatened, then crank up the difficulty where your ammo is limited. Don't have your guns powered up and then go through this game and see how tough it is and how much of a thrill that it is to just have that sense of loss, like you're just not going to be able to make it. This game is amazing. The online is not too special, but just the story mode, it really grips me. I just love it visually. I think it's amazing. I think a lot of when the awards and stuff went around, people forgot about this game because it came out so early in the beginning of the year. Don't miss out on this fantastic series. I can't wait till the 3rd one. Can't wait to play co-op with the buddy. Really looking forward to it. So Dead Space 2, definitely my game of the year. And there you go. There was my top 10 of 2011. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I had a good time this year playing through all these great games, and I'm looking forward to 2012. So thanks for joining me. Lagging out.